tips. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the
Hey guys, if you haven't already noticed, Lola is nowhere to be found. So let's take a look and see why she's not around. Hey, I should say. So Lola's been doing this for about 3 days now. She hasn't been up since. And what this is hibernation, or brumation for reptile terms. And what this is when an adult bearded dragon goes into a deep sleep during the cold months of winter and in preparation for breeding season. So don't be alarmed if you see that your bearded dragon is sleeping constantly. It's only natural when they're adults. And Lola should be waking up in a month or so, around January or February, pre-spring or during spring. But yeah, it's always good to make sure that there's no food in their system before they go to sleep. You could pretty much predict when it's going to happen. It usually starts in September, and they usually start their brumation around December. So Lola's going to be down for about a month and a half, 2 months, maybe less. But it's always best to never disturb them from this sleep. It's always good to let them sleep. They'll wake up happy bearded dragons. But it's good to never disturb them. Not only so they could be happy, but it also aids in development, such as reproductively. Ways that you can accommodate this and just accept it, and to help them have a healthy and speedy brumation entering period. You want to gradually decrease their daylight temperatures from 12 to 8 hours, decreasing 30 minutes to an hour a day. What this does is that this shows them that the day and night schedules are changing, and this is when there's less daylight that means that they need to go into a hibernation or brumation period. It's also important to keep their temperatures around 70 degrees. And speaking of temperatures, there's no basking spot temperatures, but their ambient temperatures need to be around 70 to 80 degrees during daytime, and nighttime could drop as low as 50. I personally only keep my ambient temperature around 70 degrees. I don't want to make them too warm, because the warmer their bodies are, the faster they process things, and their metabolism speeds up with temperature. So I'd like to just keep it 70 degrees. And it's safe for the temperatures to drop as low as 50 during their hibernation, and when they're fully awake, 60 is the minimum. If you notice that your bearded dragon is up and about in his enclosure, it's always best to give him some food. Maybe he's hungry. That's more than likely that he's awake, because they want some food. They're quite hungry. So always seize the opportunities and give them some food. Nothing heavy that'll take them long to digest. Maybe some leaves, collard greens, mustard greens, dandelion greens. Those are pretty much good, especially dandelion greens. Those are really good. And maybe give them a warm bath to induce a bowel movement, because you always want that to happen. But yeah, you pretty much can't avoid this. There's nothing that you can do that will prevent them from going into this state of this physical state. Another thing to keep in mind with them is that you also, if they are awake, it's good to wake them before they go into hibernation, and it's good to weigh them periodically during their hibernations. If you notice any rapid weight loss, it's good to give them some freshly malted mealworms For all you uneducated, ignorant people, freshly molted mealworms cannot harm them in any way. Their exoskeletons are not hard enough. They're actually softer than a cricket's exoskeleton, so let's see what you guys got to say about that. When you notice that they're not sleeping as much, this is when you start to increase their daytime schedules by 30 minutes every day until you reach a 12-hour period. It's always easiest to work with your natural day and night cycles. It's just a rule of thumb. It's easier to keep up the schedule and not screw up. So just go by your own day and night schedules, and that should help you out. That's pretty much it for today. This is Bearded Dragon Brumation. Say goodnight, Lola. I'm gonna leave her alone. I don't want him to wake up. So let's put that back. And here's basics on Bearded Dragon Hibernation, or Brumation for reptile terms. Subscribe, rate, and comment. Tell me what you think.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Hey, what up,
Grab
girl?
my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
Let's go.
Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. 'Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back.